Hello, welcome back to Battle Brothers. I'm Jay Star.
I am Shark on Shark Violence.
It's just happening in the background. No sharks were harmed in the making of this LP. And this is a worn-down fortress that has undead in it. Mixed undead with fallen heroes. And a lot of undead. 24 undead.
2-to-1 ratio.
So it's a good ratio of undead.
Good undead ratio.
Yeah.
Also a decent Steam name. Saw at least one fallen hero in there.
Yeah, no, there's definitely one. He's like standing right there with the greatsword, and Travelog's just gonna get up on this little hill and be like, "Hey, come at me." That's right, we're still missing, I think it's Mr. Yar still has the sickness, or was it Frankomatics? I forgot. One of our archers is still sick. So we're a little bit light on archery. Oh, it must have been Frank, if there's Mr. Yar, yeah. Although, I hadn't really intended to kill the ghoul, because now that's a corpse, like, what, 6 tiles away, next to other ghouls, it's gonna get eaten, one of them's gonna level up, it's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, it's 6 tiles away, nothing. It's right next to another ghoul.
I mean, it's 6 tiles away from us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no way that that's not getting eaten pretty much immediately.
Because when you get into melee with ghouls, they can occasionally try to, like, eat right in front of you, but it usually just leads to them getting, or it leads to them taking attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, it's the unfortunate thing with ghouls is that you actually want to soften them up with your archers, not kill them. Unless you can, kill all of them.
Right.
Hey, another fallen 2.
Yeah, we got 3 fallen heroes, at least.
Well, there's certainly enough that this is where fatigue problems might start cropping up. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised you didn't put Skippy onto the high ground there.
Well, Mr. Yar was going to move on the high ground. And I wanted Skippy to get maybe behind Mo for the pike.
I suppose.
Although, the fallen heroes are all down here on the, we'll call it south end, so I feel like Mo and Klaus and company up top can handle it. Probably should have kept both, or kept the pike people, like, behind, I think that's Flamester down there in Travelog to stab the fallen heroes.
Yeah.
Because those 3 guys are the only real danger on here. Well, maybe the leveled up ghouls. Level 2 isn't too bad, but the claws actually can do appreciable damage to armor.
Right. And then level 3 ghouls are just incredibly dangerous. Not just because they do damage, but because they're very disruptive.
Yeah, just swallow the guy. And even the level 3 ghoul swipes hurts a lot.
Right. Oh, when I was looking up various assorted stuff, I found out that being swallowed by a ghoul does do damage to the person who's swallowed.
Right.
It's 5 damage per turn.
That is not a terrible amount.
No, it's a very reasonable amount.
Yeah, average brother has about 50 HP if you're not even putting points into it, so that's 10 turns. Most combats don't last 10 turns.
Right. But it does mean that your theoretical swarm of zounds of ghouls is pretty much unwinnable.
Oh, and there's just enough dudes to just swallow dudes?
Yeah. Eventually, given a sufficiently large number of ghouls, you'll have enough level 3 ghouls to either kill your dudes or swallow them. And do so at a rate where you can't kill the level 3 ghouls fast enough. Unless everybody was Travelog.
Whereas, like, ghouls don't have armor. They just have a bit of an HP pool that goes up as they level up. So they're not too scary in that regard. So it would take a lot of level 3 ghouls to be, like, really seriously worried that people are going to start dying. But yeah, no, you could make them a legitimate threat, especially if some like level 3 ghouls come in here mixed in with some fallen heroes and tougher zombies, or like even worse, some necro savants or something.
Yeah, I think part of the problem is that unless you can kill them very quickly, you start running into the problem of, well, okay, there's dog. There's
dog.
Like, say, Travelogue gets eaten.
Yeah.
Then everybody around has to go and focus on that one ghoul.
Right.
And if they're busy with their own stuff, let's say somebody else gets eaten near them, now you have fewer people who you can apply sufficient force to, free up that dude.
Right.
And then if everybody else is occupied with their own stuff, you can't pull people in to reinforce. I think it's one of those things where, there's... For bandits and stuff, I could see a scenario where no number of bandits is sufficient to overwhelm you.
Right.
Short of the, 1 in 20 lucky hit. I think the realistic number of ghouls is that there is no infinitely killing ghouls. Like, if you removed the 5% guaranteed chance to hit, the ghouls would still eventually be a threat just by their ability to eat you.
Assuming they start at level 3 or something.
Well, they don't have to start at level 3. If you have an otherwise infinite number of them, they'll all eventually be level 3.
Only if you let them eat corpses. So what you can do
Sure.
against a very large ghoul army, because occasionally in the early game you'll run into packs of like 12 ghouls, is that you form a line, you kill the line, and then you advance and stand on the corpses. So if you could maintain that, then it's not too much of a problem.
I suppose you'd have to very, very carefully arrange to lure ghouls into a pile of already prepped corpses and then kill them there. Because otherwise, if you keep moving forward, then the ghouls go around behind you and eat the corpses.
I mean, if theoretically they could, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're starting to talk about a larger number of ghouls than we're ever likely to face in a battle in this game.
Yeah. No, I mean, you can face battles that are well beyond what is a reasonable amount of things to face with 12 people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, can you?
Numbers in excess of 40. But I've never seen that many ghouls.
Yeah. Just have, like, the Rimworld event where, like, a man-hunting pack of direwolves enters the map, and it's just, like, 50 direwolves trying to kill you at once.
See, that'd be pretty funny, because direwolves are one of those things that 50 of them would be dangerous, but, you've dealt with the undead crisis. I don't think 50 direwolves would kill anybody.
No, I don't think so. I think it would just, again, be hilarious. So I remember some of those Rimworld events where just absurdly large numbers of man-hunting animals show up. And sometimes it's things really benign, like, 45, like, man-hunting rabbits have shown up. It's like, well, that's not gonna do anything. But then you realize, you guys can only shoot so quickly, and your turrets can only, like, refire so quickly, and many of your colonists aren't any good at melee, and then they get nibbled to death by rabbits.
See, that just makes me wish that Battle Brothers had the developer integration like Hand of Fate or Cluster Truck.
Oh, yeah. Just be streaming this sometime, and some dev spawns an army to come towards you.
Yeah. That'd be amazing.
Never forget the time when my Hand of Fate dealer spawned 8-bit shades, like a purple suit and a top hat.
Shades.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because I didn't know that Hand of Fate could do that, obviously. But I was aware that some games had stuff like that in them.
Right.
And I found out because Cluster Truck, which is something of a puzzle game involving riding on trucks and trying to reach an exit,
Right.
had developer integration, I guess you would call it, happen during one of the Games Done Quick events.
Oh, nice.
But they were running it, and the devs showed up and just started throwing stuff into the mix.
That'd be pretty great. Man, I am happy fighting things that can take injuries again. Crippling blows is great, especially with blunt weapons. If you get a head hit, serious concussion is like the most debilitating injury you can suffer in a fight. It basically halves all of your stats, or at least all of your combat-related stats.
Not just true in video games.
Yeah, fair.
Concussions are serious. Don't take them lightly. Wear your protective headgear.
Still 9 things left. Yeah, okay. Like, feel like this battle had been dragging on. I guess just zombies.
There were 24 of them, and
yeah. And 2/3 done. Oh, great.
Undead keep coming back.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Stop. Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
That's fine. Oh, that was a 95% miss.
Yeah, it's the second one of the video.
I didn't see the angry cursor.
It just broke my spirit. You know, I'm just so used to it now. Oh yeah, take that, elbow. I wanted to do the arc cleave, but he didn't have the stamina to do it, so it's got to be a standard attack.
Ah. Well, I'd say that's one zombie that's not coming back, but it was a ghoul.
Yeah.
Whatever. The decapitations are still funny.
Oh, they're great. And they actually mechanically serve a purpose, which is great. Besides the revivification thing, or whatever,
yeah.
There's morale checks every time something dies in vicinity to friend or foe. Has a chance to bolster the morale of friendlies and has a chance to harm the morale of foes. Decapitations make that check, I don't know how to phrase it quite right, but stronger. A decap is more likely to boost the morale of the killers and more likely to harm the morale of the fallen.
Well, yeah, it's just visually more impressive.
Right. But that's like a really small but neat touch that they put in that I would not have expected to, be a mechanic or anything at all. Wow Cow's kind of getting surrounded. Don't like that.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Travelog's right there.
Yeah, Travelog's got a fallen hero to deal with.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't surround Travelog. Travelog surrounds you.
Wow Cow, it just takes so long to hurt people with that dumb malicious spear. I guess I could buy him a fighting spear at some point, but just... it seems like kind of a bad investment. I guess if you had a really good brother and you actually were using the spear because you liked having the spear ball, it'd be a much better investment other than I put spears on people that are bad because plus 20 to hit compensates for being bad.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you're going to use them anyways, you might as well get what you can out of them.
Yeah.
I know it just feels like less of an investment.
So expensive.
Because it is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, he does get use.
Yep.
He contributes damage.
It's also fairly defensible. He's got plenty of stamina to wear heavy armor and the ancient coffin tower shield or whatever. The
Right, yeah.
Legionnaire shield or whatever, yeah. Oh, hey, look at that. Travelog rolled 100. God damn it. Out of stamina. Yeah, you were right. Stamina became an issue at about 24 undeads.
Not enough of an issue.
No. We're still going to be fine, but some of the people are fatiguing out.
Like, if it was maybe 30, it would be a more serious issue.
Especially if those actually are fallen heroes.
Well, yeah. I mean, even 6 more regular... I mean, that's still 6 more things that are still up at this point and attacking you.
Right.
I mean, as far as the calculus of this, it's basically, at what point do you start running out of fatigue when there's still enough things around to threaten you? that you can't kill fast enough now that you're out of fatigue. And obviously that answer is not, it's not a flat one.
Right.
30 might be true today, but... Well, Kyle took a little bit. Flamester.
Flamester got hit in the head.
Yeah.
He has a good helmet. He's alright, though. So, yeah, Wow Cow really took the worst of it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's doing pretty good work. I mean, even Wow Cow, with his spear, still did
400
yeah.
Yeah, better than some of the other guys. Man, I lingered on this screen on way too long. Click the loot button. Past self. There we go. There we go. We got some rings, some gold coins, a great sword, fighting axe. So killing fallen heroes for top tier weapons, really good if you can do that early game. We're a bit past the point where that matters, but, you know, keep it in mind if you ever see some that it could be worth the risk to get good weapons out of them.
Well, I mean, you still need a few more weapon upgrades. It's just really expensive.
Yeah, so everything helps that you can sell for cash. So let's see, we're gonna have to like sub Flamester and Wow Cow out, get some heals. But we're still in pretty good shape. We're still going to explore west. I think we can get at least one more good fight in before we head back to town. I forgot to check how full my inventory was on the last screen, but whatever. We'll see you when we pick the next fight.